For those who do not know, March 11th through the 13th of 2022 was the March International Championship, an online ladder tournament for Pokemon Sword and Shield, a lot like the one they had in February. But this time it was a little bit different. This time, the tournament awarded championship points. Points that earn players a spot in the World Championships. I did not expect to qualify for Worlds this year. After all, this is the first season that I have played Pokemon VGC competitively. But if I were to qualify for Worlds, it would involve me doing extremely well, both in this event that just passed, and in the International Championship event for April. I did not do very well in this tournament. I did have a positive win rate, but not by much, and I made some serious team building mistakes that cost me a few games. Let's break down what happened. When I was building my team, I identified 3 things that I wanted to be prepared for: Zacian, Groudon, and Kyogre. I thought Kyogre would be easy. Put Rillaboom on my team to pressure it with Grassy Glide, and call it a day. Hit the Water type with the fast, hard-hitting Grass type is a brand new strategy I'm very proud to have developed before anybody else. But Rillaboom isn't the answer he was a month ago. Kyogre has consistently been getting bulkier and bulkier as the format goes on, making it way less guaranteed that a well-placed Grassy Glide will one-shot a Kyogre. My Zacian answer was a combination of Landorus Therian for Intimidate and Threaten Max Quake, and Grimmsnarl for Screens and or Thunder Wave to slow Zacian down. I also had Kyogre to Water Spout Zacian, but that usually required one of the other 2 Pokemon I mentioned before to do their job first. Otherwise, Kyogre would just get beat up by a Play Rough. Groudon had to be approached a little differently, because when I say I need a Pokemon to deal with Groudon, it really means I need a Pokemon to deal with the Sun Core, that is Charizard, Groudon, and Venusaur. Nintendo's favorite child, Charizard, is usually the biggest threat, because any Pokemon that doesn't resist fire is going to be one-shot by G-Max Wildfire in the sun. And with Lumberry getting more popular as a held item for Charizard, I couldn't rely on Thunder Waving it with Grimmsnarl and Water Spouting it away with Kyogre. Enter Rotom Heat, a Pokemon who seems almost designed to beat the 3 Pokemon I've just mentioned. And it hits Zacian really hard too. A bulky Rotom Heat with Nasty Plot, Overheat, Thunderbolt, and a defensive move like Ally Switch or Protect is an extremely difficult Pokemon for a Sun team to deal with, because it hits both Charizard and Venusaur for super effective damage, while only being threatened by Rock-type moves from Groudon. I slapped a pair of safety goggles onto Rotom to make sure it didn't lose to Venusaur's Sleep Powder, and I was on my way. I have my team. Someone's cooking lizard! The team I ended up bringing was Rotom Heat, Landorus Therian, Grimmsnarl, Kyogre, Zacian, and Rillaboom. All objectively powerful Pokemon in this format. So what went wrong? Of course my play wasn't perfect, and I can think of 4 or 5 games off the top of my head that I lost because of mistakes I made in-game. But I had a big flaw in my team building too, namely the synergy between my Pokemon. If you put an electric oven into a rainstorm, then try to cook with it, you're gonna end up with some less than great results. This rings just as true in Pokemon as it does in real life. Not only does our little ghost oven fear opposing Kyogre, it also doesn't get along with our Kyogre. Because when we set the rain, all of a sudden, Rotom is no longer pressuring Groudon or Venusaur, because we've weakened our own Rotom's overheat. This meant that if I brought Kyogre in the front, it was extremely difficult to bring Rotom Heat in the back. Rotom Heat being bad against Kyogre was a huge problem. The other Pokemon vying for its spot were Regieleki and Zapdos, two Pokemon that are very good at hitting opposing Kyogre, without fearing its retaliation too much. But because Rotom Heat is slow, it cannot be considered an answer to Kyogre, because even if it can hit the big whale for super effective damage, the whale hits Rotom first. So Rotom Heat can't deal with Kyogre. That also means it can't reasonably deal with Zacian, out of one of the most common archetypes in the format, which is Kyogre Zacian. And it can't be brought when I need Kyogre's Rain. Does that mean Rotom Heat is a bad Pokemon? Well, yes and no. Kyogre and Rotom don't mix, so having both makes both worse. But they're still both very, very good Pokemon. Both are Pokemon I am considering for my New Jersey regional team, so we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. And let me know in the comments what you want to see next from the channel. Thanks.